I'm recording for the university today. Make sure it's started. Yep, we're good. Alrighty, real quick, everybody did pretty well in our exams. We're gonna answer some short questions. I would take roll first. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, on your MacBook or on a piece of paper, please answer these 3 questions. Doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just I'll make it much bigger.
Is this worth a grade?
This will be worth some participation points. Try your best.
Can we use our notes?
No, just do what you have off the top of your head. Just doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just write what you know. When you're done, you need your pillow.
Yeah, where's my pillow?
That's over. I'll get it for you. It doesn't stink yet, does it?
Shouldn't. It's the second day.
I think so. The word on into your foot. I think it's so over your little.
We'll work on this for about 5 minutes and then we'll move on. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Try your best, answer it the best you can.
And it's only participation points?
But if you give me 2-word answers that are nowhere close, then you probably get some points taken off. But if I can see that you're trying, points.
On number 2, do you want all 6 steps?
No. You can if you want to, but not necessarily. Just describe the process in general. I'll give you a hint. Number 1, one of the answers is number 3. This shouldn't cause stress or anxiety. I just want to see what everybody got out of the chapter.
That's what I got set for 6.
Right now. That's what you have. You're going to allow people to read this themselves. So, you can read your book.
Oh my gosh.
We should be done with this at 45, preferably. You have about 10 more minutes. And that's a lot of time.
I don't get it.
That's okay. Just to the best of your ability, answer the questions.
Oh, you have to write all 6.
Nope, I already answered that question, not necessarily. Or you could.
If we did,
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to do all 6, if you memorize, if you have them all memorized, perfect. Yes, please turn it in the basket when you're done. Brennan, turn it in. When you're done, I will pass back your exam. If you have any questions, you can talk to me in advisory. Speaking of advisory, I am offering an opportunity to redo the first page. But you'll get, because I put each one's worth 2, so I'll make each one worth 1, so you can get some of half the points back, because the front page had some troubles. And last time I gave this opportunity, 2 people came in advisory. 2. So we'll see what happens this time.
What if you got a test to make up?
You have all week.
Okay.
You have all week.
Okay.
Good question. When you're done, I will pass back your exams. Somebody did get 100% on it. I'm not going to speculate. You don't tell us someone got 100 and you don't deliver who did it. If she wants to, she's not here today, so that probably it's a dead giveaway.
Saying, oh my God, I have something to say, but I can't say it.
I don't know if that's.
Kick it out of the sports book.
I don't know what.
It's Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. All right, we'll do that.
if you want to retake the test, make sure you bring the exam to me. I need that for advisory, and then I'll hand you the sheet, and then I'll do the point calculations. Everything was worth pretty much 2 points. If you make up points, it'll be just 1 point back, so you can get some of those points back. Because I made everything worth 2, and it's difficult. Y'all did really, really, really well in the journals. Not so much on the multiple choice for the short answer and matching. That's okay. The journals, that's good. I'll take that.
My God.
We're still not so
We done. 7. Chapter 7. Oh, yeah. 7.
Do I print this or email it?
Printed.
77%, you get 76.
I round up on that. Candace unfortunately doesn't have all.
Round it up.
It usually averages out though. If it's close, when you work hard, I might give you extra. Professors are in college. Or in class every day, and you're like 79.4, 89.4. They're usually probably up there. But if you never show up to class and you talk full time, you shouldn't. But nobody here does that. What did you say, Hannah?
I did pretty good on that. Oh.
Yeah, you forgot one. But you did hit it. 1 point back.
30.
Oh, that's the one that I did.
30. Who said 3 down?
Probably going to say no. I think it's 30.
Hey, because I have my
Then
32,
We can redo the front page.
the front page, yes.
Well, how are you supposed to fix it?
I remember that because I was like,
And then,
She already gave us the answers.
correct. Study them. And then, like I said, just as a great question. Like I said, if you want to redo the front page, bring your test to me. You will hand me your exam, and I will hand you the sheet. You will do it, and then I will grade the points accordingly and add to it.
Say I get worse, you know.
Yeah, and yes, good question. Wrong answers will not count against you. So,
I told you didn't even see this about
I know.
So I got it wrong.
That's pretty
I don't know if it'll be today or not.
okay. I'll give y'all to the rest of the week.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Probably want to do that one.
Sooner the better, while it's fresh.
Is it 32?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over real quick.
oh, shut up. This is because my score is bad.
Okay, real quick, go to the back page, because my hand got tired of writing it down. So if you got points off on the very back page, and you're wondering why, I'll explain this is a perfect answer. Okay, everybody listening? On October 1st, that's important, the business bought $5,000 worth of store equipment. All 3 of those things are important. They agreed to pay half of the cost then, and the other half at a later date. They wrote check 102 when paying $2,500, then and received the invoice JC22. So you needed the date, $5,000, store equipment, paid half now, agreed to pay half later, check number 102, and JC22. Does that make sense? Hey, the last couple pages, everybody did really, really good. I'm really pleased. The front, I understand, can be a little tricky. You might overthink it. I get that.
I'm so mad.
I literally, like, I was pulling back over my drawer. Because I saw receipts and checks, I put it back in.
Oh, you did.
I knew that about the check stubs, but
Because I'm in a good mood, I did fill in the blanks. So notes will go by pretty fast today.
Do you need our book?
This is like.
Not yet.
Kevin, I thought I was done, but anyway, I didn't do it.
I only screwed up one.
Kevin, you said I would be done, I would not be able to do it. You weren't.
I'm really pleased at how you guys did your journals. Very good stuff. You're going to need that. Chapter 7,
How's that part?
it's a little bit more difficult.
it's just because this is uncomfortable.
These are notes, my friend.
Notes.
Notes. Notes in class.
I've never heard that.
Fill in the blank. Nope. Follow along with the PowerPoint. Let me know if I'm going too fast or if you miss a blank.
Oh, you're going too fast.
Going too fast. I'll turn one of the lights off. I gotta keep them on for my recording, so I apologize.
Oh, no.
Technical issues.
Oh, it's cool. Oh, those are off. Yeah.
Get really bad colors.
Absolutely.
And
For some reason, the theme was quiet the whole time.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, pretty much any day, really. Because it won't work. This was Miss Kelly's. I guess.
it doesn't even look like there's anything there.
What's next to it?
It's because
You could have it some white for some reason.
Probably because of background. Usually, that's how it works. This will just give you a second to get it associated with it.
You know what?
honestly,
It's not Mexico's fault that freaking Mexico's running over you.
I'm done.
Exactly. You're not living a good lifestyle. Coming here. So the Mexicans are coming out here to get better opportunities for their families. The U.S. Mexico's. Listen,
Alrighty. We're all set. Thank you for being patient.
We tried.
We tried. Thank you. The accounting cycle. Collect and verify source documents. Analyze each transaction. Journalize each transaction. Post to the ledger. Prepare a trial balance. Prepare a worksheet. Prepare financial statements. Journalize and post closing entries. And prepare a post-closing trial balance. So it's kind of like the 6 steps we just learned, but they're adding a little more to it.
I'll probably memorize these ones.
This chapter you won't have to memorize as much, but it's still great to know. I'll give you that. Like last chapter, memorizing was key. This one, not so much.
I remember.
I like that.
Oh yeah, I give you one. Okay, moving on. Setting up the general ledger, which is a book or file that contains pages or cards for the account used by a business. Ledger account form. I'm not going to read it word for word.
Oh no, I searched for it so long.
From, you're not the only one who do that. Especially typing. I always get ahead of myself.
Yeah, me too. I know they're really small.
Yeah, but it would have gone over more pages. I don't want to come on trees. Am says I guess. What? Tree harvest? I could have done that, yeah. You're absolutely right. Huh.
Oh, my number one
That's
choice.
Okay, moving on. Opening accounts in the ledger. Before they can be posted, a general account or a general ledger account is open for each account that appears on the charts of accounts. That's a lot of accounts.
That's 3 accounts at one time.
And then the steps of an account with a zero balance. Oh yeah, that one is kind of small, you're right. Wow. Yeah, that top left one's a little rough, I apologize. Oh, yeah, you gotta get that side.
Why?
8-point font, we're practicing.
That's 8.
No, it's big 10. There's only 2 blanks though. You can also draw an arrow if you want. Yes, you're right.
Well, I said that 15.
Oh, I apologize. The other ones are bigger. Oh, she's here. Are you joining us?
Wait, no breaks? No breaks? No breaks.
Brooks, catch you up on your notes. Thank you. Good job. Like I told everybody else.
You know what? You guys don't have to laugh.
Good job.
Just go along with it.
Good job.
Then what is ink made out of?
Question.
Okay, it's like SpongeBob. Bro, it doesn't have to be like that.
I didn't even bring mine.
Dude, I love that.
Mr. Blackwell.
What's up?
Where does ink come from?
Where's what?
What is ink?
I don't think all the world's ink comes from this though.
That was paddle.
That would be tough to extract.
Listen, they're like
It's like saying you're getting jelly from a jelly bean.
He thinks that.
And she brought me the.
Alright, two more seconds because Brooke's helping out.
Alright, it's
Let's do
like,
it.
you know, they have like this machine, underground like udder thing. You know, the cows. Yeah,
Underground udder thing.
yeah.
They would, so, why wouldn't they just capture these things and keep them in tanks and do that
Because they
way?
don't grow.
Oh.
So when they order it
Now,
around the
I'm with you
habitat,
now.
you just hook those things up and milk them until they're dry.
Yeah, that's not.
Thank you. Alright. We'll talk about where income from later.
It's like, hey, me.
Moving on.
It's gonna be called the income process.
Posting into the general ledger. Posting will be a word that we hear a lot. You got ink on it?
No salt.
You might want to talk to an octopus.
We're going to be posting information in our general ledger. We'll hear that term a bunch. A bunch.
Yeah, we've heard it with every slide that's had those notes.
Right? Okay.
No, general.
Steps in posting. 7 of them. Like I said, you're not going to have to memorize these like we were last chapter. It's just going to be good to know. When we're working in our workbook today, if you're you can use this as a reference guide. It's going to be good.
That's what process is.
B-R-O-C-E-S-S-I.
Correct. Okay. Moving on. Computing a new account balance. This will be a great reference to go back to later on in the chapter. So I'm having you do this. It's a lot to memorize, so we're not doing that. 3 more. We will be doing some workbook stuff.
We won't be.
We will be. I'm being recorded today. We have to do something. We work hard. This is a good class. You guys work hard. You guys work much harder in this class than anywhere else. Alright.
Because he sits back there and watches.
No, don't. Me, that's not.
Christian.
Alrighty. 3 more.
Oh, wait.
Is that big enough for you guys?
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't thinking about
Just make it really long. Abbreviation.
Okay. Showing zero balance in the ledger account. Maybe if you weren't talking, we got it. Easy on the crosstalk. When you're crossing, talking and crossing the table. Last one. I know you guys are having so much fun with this.
Right.
Accounting for life.
Amen.
When you make a mistake, it will happen. You guys are human.
Never erase error is human.
What's an error, I think?
Well, they misspelled error.
Yeah.
Get
it? Yeah. It's okay. I'll tweet at you. Make an error. They misspelled an error because they made an error on error.
Oh, where's that?
Never mind. It's not that important. It's just something silly. Sorry.
You're human, you make errors.
When you're done, you will need your workbooks and your textbooks. Somebody help out Bolton and Taylor, please. And Sadie. Oh, sorry, I forgot. What? Oh, no. No, yeah, it's fine. Milk it. Everybody needs stuff for you.
I do.
Uh-oh, Adobe's coming back.
Okay, well.
You guys think something on future business?
It's not the place, Christian. It's not the
I
time
don't
and
know.
place.
I think of number 18.
Okay, I
Christians? Oh, God. Thanks, I didn't really just.
Open up to chapter 7 in your book. Page 93 in your workbooks. 170-ish in your book. 93 in your workbook.
It's 94.
94.
Were you joking?
170, 94. So in our last chapters, when we did journal entries, we just put the numbers together. In this chapter, we're going to actually have a running total. So we're going to be doing some addition.
Great.
Fun, right?
Were we just rip that out?
You can rip them out if you want to, or you can keep it if you want to. It's totally up to you. 7-1, 7-2, and probably 7-3. I'm going to do on the board, and you guys can just copy it, and then we'll probably do pass the pin for 7-4 and 7-5. And that should be it for today. And the next class period, we'll have class time to work in our groups.
Yeah, what do we rip out?
It depends. 7-1 to 7-3 if you want to. If not, you keep it because it's basically going to be notes. I'm just going to be copying what I have. Oh, nice.
7-1, 73.
7-1, 7-2, and 7-3.
Okay.
I got another little book.
That's fine. Totally up to you. Another thing that's going to be important in this chapter are the numbers in the blue box before it. Well, except for 7-1 doesn't have a blue box. It has just the account numbers. So, yes. Usually it is.
Come here.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to show you. Like this. It's just not in similar. There's just not one similar.
No, it's like -2.
Okay. On page 170, on page 170, 7-1, you can see the account names, cash and bank, accounts receivable, Mark Cohen. Yeah, it just got really cold. Accounts payable,
Anything with toes feel.
Jinko Industries, Tom Torrey Capital. Everybody see that on page 170? Okay.
Oh, and then administration.
Yes, thank you. Admissions revenue.
I don't think.
So now we're opening the ledgers. So you have this on 7-1. So now we're going to create the account.
Mr. Blackwell, you gonna use this star studio?
No, do you want it?
Needs it 12 inches of
I need
Is that high enough?
I need 8 to 12 inches elevation.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, that's right. Stretch that.
Okay, so our first account, usually the easiest one that we do. Everybody knows cash and bank. And then, like I said, these numbers are going to be important in this chapter. And they're usually in the blue boxes, but except for this one. Where they give you the account names, we're going to be entering account numbers. Date? 2017. January 1. Now we're talking about the balance. $10,000. Okay?
Because you couldn't fit it.
Because I'm just following what it has.
Doesn't matter.
And when we're done, check mark. So that's what the first one should look like. Right next to the balance. Post reference. Because we'll find out here in a little bit. It'll start making sense. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do the other ones. Accounts receivable. Mark Cohen. Count number. Points will be taken off for exams and practice if you do not have these account numbers. January 1st. Balance. $2,000.
$2,000 in the debit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's making sense. Crisis averted. That's 2,000. Okay? No check mark. Good job. Thank you, sir. Sir Neil. Okay, 1 second. What's up?
How would you do like the other, like what's the other debit and credit for? I kind of
We'll get there. I love how you're eager to do accounting. We'll get there. These are all the same dates just because we're learning. Now this one's a credit. 1,000. And, Mr. Neal,
What? Check mark.
check mark.
Don't forget to put the years at the beginning of each one.
Oh, yep. 2017, 2017. We are being very thorough when we are talking about when we get our information now.
Can we, instead of putting the work, so like you to use the middle line, can we put 2017 like above, like under date? Because I mean, we have room obviously to do that, but like that's just how we were doing it.
Sure, if that's how you were doing it before, that's fine.
Yeah, that's great. I did that.
Sure, let me see.
Like right underneath the date instead of in that box.
Sure,
I'm good.
yeah, whatever. Multiple ways to do it. Okay.
Is that one gonna be a credit too?
Oh, so capital.
It is capital.
Yeah.
Got your account number?
Oh, yes. I was actually.
You just got
I
docked.
was actually asking somebody in class.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Does anybody know what's missing besides Mr. Neal?
Hey, I'm here.
The account number and
Check mark.
there we go.
Yeah, that's right.
You beat me to it, Cole.
I just don't get it.
He's ready for accounting. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure, so I don't get fined.
That's clearly mine.
Is that 35,000?
35,000. Yep.
Oh, I thought that was 33.
35.
That's really mine.
I'm really here so I don't have to take finals.
And on the very last one, all you write is your account name, admissions revenue, and the account number, 401, because there's no money, so you don't put the date or you don't put a check mark.
Oh, man.
So you just put admissions revenue and your account number.
Date?
No, no date. Just those two things.
Yeah,
I don't know if that would be it.
I put the date in, yeah, I didn't realize that.
No date. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, Christian.
So you don't use pen when you're counting? I mean, yeah, she is really scratch out.
Yeah, that's actually,
First time I pressed it,
this is actually really phenomenal way to later this week.
Okay, 7-2 is on page 178. Yes, ma'am. Oh. The, admissions revenue. And then your account number.
What you did?
What's that? What's wrong? Nothing, because you see in the book.
Where's like all the names and stuff, so you can.
We'll get there.
I'm seeing it.
Alrighty, on page 178, 7.2.
That's the assessment. Never mind, no,
I
that's
kept
not.
going.
You got it? You good? Yeah, it's very small.
I couldn't, it's hard to see.
Do we need to just keep that for notes?
Yes, yes. That's what I said, you don't have to tear it up. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to talk about correcting entries. I don't like 7.2 very much, but just bear with me. There'll probably be some questions, but it'll be more explained in 7.3. So we got the date. They already did the year, May. So now we just do 20th.
170.
Like I just said, I'm not a big fan of 7.2, so some of the information isn't very well given. So you might have some questions. Just bear with me until 7.3.
7.2
The third time, I'm at 7.2.
on 178. And then Mike right here, 7.2, the very first deal.
Office equipment and computer equipment.
It should, you can just write it in under.
$47 is the memorandum. $115 and $120. $1,500 and $1,500. Oh wait, no.
Is that 407? 47.
It's the first day of the balance.
Yeah. Oh, I apologize, you guys. I was on 7.3. That's why I do it in. That's why we do it in pencil. Quick fix.
So what?
Yeah, there's like 2 sentences. I think we'll survive.
That was my best hand.
Best handwriting. Good practice. That's like practice on what you shouldn't do. Sorry about that. That's why we don't do it in pen.
That's why you should not do it in pen. I was wondering why you like that.
There you go, Christian.
We don't have that.
Yep. Now we're on 7.2. Sorry, now you saw 7.3.
Thanks for the applause.
I'm just gonna cheat on this.
Can't erase it.
2017,
I've never done it. Just put like.
May 1st. Post reference number G1. That's new term. 10,000. 10,000. 2017. May 1. G1. Credit 10,000.
Does that say G1?
Yep. That's 10,000 also.
No description or nothing?
What?
No description?
Nope. No, 7.2 is really quick. I got ahead of myself, 7.3.
That says 61.
G1. G1.
What does that mean?
It is identification for what's first for our reference. So we'll get there. When everybody's done with that, turn to page 183. Now this will make sense. Hopefully. Everybody got this? Okay. Now we're moving on.
Now do you do the make and then the
Now we do it. So it's going to analyze this transaction. On May 10th, we purchased an office copier for $1,500. That is weird. I noticed in the General Journal that the entry was recorded and posted to the computer equipment account. Please record the necessary entry to correct this error. So this is when we're going to be dealing with corrections. Okay, if I bought a copier, Christian, what would be my debit?
Debit, oh, hold up. We'll pay these, we'll pay them, but
183. It doesn't say. If you bought a copier, what would be your debit? What are you getting?
we'll all get different copies.
Mm-hmm. What's one of the accounts for that?
So, office equipment.
Perfect. Good job. Office equipment. Very nice. Yes. You don't have to.
No, we don't have to.
It's nice, but I won't be my picture.
Okay. Office equipment. Post reference number 115. $1,500. Man. 1,500. And since it was wrongly categorized in a computer equipment, and now we're debiting office equipment, we're giving away the wrong computer equipment. It was wrongly categorized in computer equipment. It should be categorized in office equipment, so we're giving it back away for the computer equipment. We're giving it back because it's a correcting journal.
Just because you didn't take it out.
It was an accident. Correcting journal. I'm throwing new material at you guys.
What's that number under 115?
120.
120. Memorandum 47. And that's it for the top. So congratulations, you guys just did your first part of your correcting journals. We wrongly identified the account, and now we're going to make that change. 1,500.
Oh yeah, on the top.
1,500. This is 115, 120.
On the top side, it's supposed to be like, there's 2 zeros at the very end, and that's supposed to be like the change
There's a change, yeah.
of this sentence.
The little one.
What's that?
No, I thought that was, I thought yours was a 2.
No. Okay, so now we talked about it. Now we got to write the correcting journal. So on the 20th, we're having a correcting entry. Correcting entry. And it doesn't tell us this, but because in our blue box, it's the 6th one, that's why we get the post reference G6, like a G6. Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? I'm hip. 1,500. So now, in this we're going to add some math. This is where it gets so fun. You guys are going to love this. This is where accounting takes off.
It is already good off.
Maybe not, but we're going to try.
I'm already an accountant, bro. What are you talking about?
So we're going to have a running total. What's 1,500 plus 7,000, or 700? Or, yeah, I'm sorry, 15,000 plus 7,000, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1,500 plus, I'm sorry, 1,500 plus 700. 2,200. So now we have a running total. This is going to, yes. That's why I wanted to start off really slow, 7-1 and 7-2. So now we have our running total.
That's 2200, right?
22, yes. And that number is from the 1500 plus 700. Did you skip a line? You're not wrong. Hey, I made that mistake too. It's not service. Okay, I'll go ahead and finish this. 20th, same thing, correcting entry. Computer equipment, classified G6. We're giving it back 1500. So we're going to take this number minus this number. 3,000. So we're giving it back. This is our running total. So we're going to subtract this number from this number to get this number. So in the first step, we added this number and this number, because this is our debit. And in this one, we're subtracting it because it's our credit. Does that make sense? Kind of see how this chapter is going to go? Correcting journal entries. Good job. You guys done with 7-3?
Oh Lord.
I would keep these for references.
Alright.
Just like PowerPoint.
I got another idea.
You got an idea. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
He's done.
I'm already done, Justin.
Neil's done. No basketball either. Neil's done.
I'm so nervous I'm going to get you there.
Sorry, Pat. Hurt that bad.
Sorry, Pat. You're not playing. I'm not playing.
Okay, 7-4. Just write. It's just on the same page. Who would like to come up and write the debit? I'll give you a hint.
Do you want us to get up 7-4?
You can. We'll go to 7-4. Yeah, go to 7-4. You can rip it out or you don't have to. It's up to you. But it's pretty much the same thing as 7-3. I'll read it out loud. On July 3rd, we paid $300 for advertising in the Daily News Record. That was incorrectly journalized and posted as rent expense. Please record the necessary entry to correct. So what would be the debit?
Advertising. I don't know what
Advertising.
It's one of the three accounts we learned from chapter 5. It's not revenue, it's not withdrawals. I'm sure she got it now.
What does that say?
Does it say this one?
What number is it?
502.
Why don't we have those?
Because 6-3 and 6-4, it's not asking.
Is it debit or credit?
It is debit for 300.
Oh boy.
Good. So now that we wrongly categorized it, we have the right debit, we're giving away the credit. So Kevin, what would be the credit?
I wasn't paying attention.
Let's pay attention then. The debit is advertising expense. That's what we got. And we wrongly categorized it. No. We this wasn't for a second. We wrongly categorized it initially as rent expense. So now we're correcting it as advertising expense, so we're crediting what we got wrong. So we're crediting the rent expense. The wrong one we got. You writing this down in your book? I would go ahead and do that. I mean, I would probably literally do it if I were you. Just saying. Might help. Might get a better grade in the next test.
Well, it's not enough, it's fine.
He's a spirit ass.
Well, don't encourage them. Don't laugh at it. And just get it up higher. So go ahead and catch up when you're done with all that.
What was
What? 1 second, I'll be with it. Well, yeah, it doesn't say it yet. Yeah, I know.
Then the amount would be
300, yes.
What's the number for?
530. Yeah, you can't read that?
No.
I mean, I kind of made it out, but I wanted to be sure.
Well, I mean.
Rent expense, yes.
The top number would be the same number.
Correct.
I need it.
So let's say 5. What number is it? 13.
Correct. What?
Let's say for the credit is at 500.
They're both 300. Because if you read right here, 7.4, the only number you have is $300. And it was wrongly categorized as rent expense, so we're going to categorize it to the right term. Or the right? 530, yes. These will be given to you in the next couple. I do not know why the book.
So memorandum is reminding you that you've changed stuff over there.
Kind of.
Brief
Yeah, it's
message.
It's a brief, yes. It's a brief message of what happened. What happened was.
And the brief message is right there in your book, the little blue deal.
So, 7th, now we're doing it this way, correcting. Entry. 300. Sadie, what's 2,600 plus 300?
Wait, what are we doing?
2,600 plus 300. There you go. That's simple. 2,900.
There's no post reference.
G5. G5 is your post reference. Correcting entry. G5, we're giving the money back because we accidentally took it. 300. What's 1,500? That's too easy. 1,503 minus 300 is back to 1,500. 15,000. Sorry, yeah. 15,000 minus the money that we wrongfully took.
Isn't it 15,000?
Yes, it's 15,000.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then. So mine is wrong. So because this would have to be 3,000. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. 15,000. Yep. 15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's torn up. Neil and I work together. He's injured, I'm injured.
So now we're starting to see how this makes sense. We accidentally wrote it in the wrong account, so now we're going in and making those changes. Okay, real quick, I'm going to call on you and we're going to do 7-5. It takes 2 seconds. All we're doing is adding the post numbers.
Oh my lordy.
On page 188, we're doing 7-5.
99.
And we're going to use the general ledger numbers for 7-7. It's going to be the exact same. So, cash and bank. Can anybody tell me what the post reference number for cash and bank is?
101.
Perfect.
Oh.
Let's write this one out too.
Capital.
301.
Correct.
How are you guys finding this?
It's use 7-7. It's on the same page.
Oh.
Now, a couple minutes. I'll do one more. Office equipment.
have 101 and 3.
180.
No, 75 doesn't have the.
75 doesn't have it, so we're using 77s.
There is no office equipment.
Correct, there is no office equipment. So 120. Accounts payable.
205.
Okay, that's for 77. This one's 203. Camping equipment, they won't have it. It's 125. Accounts payable. Okay, it's 203 and 77. It's 201 in this one. Office equipment, 120. Capital, 301.
Cash and bank 101.
Cash and bank, 101. Equipment, rental revenue, 401. And so on and so forth. We're on 7.5 for the third time. There is none for that, so we're going off this. So, what? They're off, yeah, that's fine. Totally fine. This is for you. We kind of see the process of adding it. So now, going over.
Yeah, what's it count as?
105?
Oh, are we still going down?
No, you can stop.
Oh, okay.
There's the numbers over there.
They match up on the pages in the book.
What?
Like, okay, so it's the first page is 75, and then the next page is 186.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, use the restroom.
Yes.
I just want to get a cast on. You're just going to elevate, but you can't. Dude, I can't elevate any longer.
You're gonna have to.
My hamstring is about to pull.
You know, this is so you don't swell, bro. We're bringing the swelling down.
Yeah, but I have to be laying on the. Dude, 8th wheel, don't you realize how high that is?
That is really high.
There's no way. Like, my heart's right here.
So you go on the floor and make
So to finish this,
Not do that.
if you want to, you don't, we'll move on. But on page 99, and 101 is where you would get those reference numbers to use on page 98. So if we look at page 98, which is this page, everybody look at page 98, we get those numbers from 101 and 102. You see how it says cash and bank, account number 101, accounts receivable.
Yeah.
Okay, well we can move on. I just wanted to show you. So now we're going to move on to 7.6.
Do you want to write them on the board? Should I have my paper down and just knock it out?
No, it's okay.
Why are we doing all these?
You don't have to. I was just doing that many, and then we're moving on.
What do we have to do?
What are we doing, 75?
7.6.
No.
Just wanted to show you.
No, we're doing 7.6.
Just moving on. That takes 2 seconds. Very easy. If you want to.
Obviously. I think we're gonna put one time I'm never carrying
meeting with only 35 minutes long. Shortest meeting and we got
Okay, 7.6.
I'm hungry.
this morning or did you have one last night?
There's like more than one.
What? So this morning?
There's 37. Do we need all three syllables?
Yes.
It's kind of satisfying. Oh, what time is it?
There's 3 7 6s.
Correct.
All of them.
All of them.
Wait, we're
Christian, don't tear them out, dude.
Yeah,
You're not
I know.
turning them in. So you're just gonna have to flip pages.
I tore them out too.
No, it doesn't matter. You can, but like he's freaking out. All you gotta do is turn the page. Trying to make it easy on everybody.
Okay, real quick, and we'll finish for today. So they've already done the journal entries for us. So the last part of what we'll learn is what looks like this.
Oh, good Lord.
So you're going to use the columns on the first couple of 7-6, and we're going to write it out on this. Does that make sense? So we're going to use these. Usually, we're going to do these and then fill this out. But just because we're learning, we're just going to do this. Does that make sense? Kind of. It'll make sense. So,
You know, dude. That'd be weird.
I misplaced my page.
Put them side by side.
Alrighty. Starting off with cash and bank. Can anybody tell me what account number that is? Kevin. What account number is it?
103.
No.
wait, I was talking to Justin.
Oh.
Not that. That wasn't answering.
We're waiting on you, Mr. Kevin.
We'll do.
Well, I am. Go to page 99. No, that's
101.
No, the page number is 101.
Or 99 works in this case too. Cash and bank, what is the account number?
Hey, let's see what the button.
What is the account number for cash and bank? I would leave you be, but you're not doing any work, so now I'm picking on you. It's 101, correct. Good job. What was the amount? 17,000.
I don't like the sense of debit and credit in all things.
Debit's on the left,
No.
credit's on the right. I can write that if that helps.
No, it
It's okay.
doesn't, I know what it is. I know, but it
Good
feels
job,
so.
Rick. It's okay.
Next account. Accounts receivable. Valley Auto. What is the account number?
110.
Correct. 110. For an amount of $1,000.
For how much?
1,000. Let's say detergent.
Yep. This is Allen Vacuum Systems. Withdrawals. Income summary. Wash revenue. Wax revenue. Interior detailing revenue. Utilities, oh man, that one's bad. Utilities expense. Minus this. Totals. We will get the post-ref or the numbers in today, and then we will do the math first thing starting on Thursday. I'll write these down as I'm finishing up. Detergent supplies 120. Car wash equipment 135. Accounts payable 201. Capital 301. Withdrawals 305. Income summary 310. Wash revenue 401. Wax revenue 405. Interior detailing revenue 410. And utilities expense 530. That is it for today. We'll pick up where we left off. Threw a lot at you today.
Hi, baby. Brain's all confuzzled.
We'll be alright. We'll work on it more.
What's the car wash revenue? What's the number?
The wash revenue, 401. And then 405.
Kevin, you're not gonna you got it.
Good job today.
You too, Mr. Blackwell, you too.
Oh, thanks.
That's right. You deserve a good job. Except for bad job for making my head hurt.
It's accounting. It's supposed to make your head hurt.
No, it's not.
I don't know about that, but we'll find the fine balance of it being difficult and hurting your